Good evening. I'd like to invite everyone to please stand. Please turn your attention to our flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Rebecca Mahoney, our guest pianist tonight. Good evening, everyone. My name is Krista Fons, and I am the program director at Renaissance High School. I happily welcome you to the class of 2017 graduation ceremony. These graduates have worked hard. They have overcome adversities that most of us had never had to endure. With that acknowledgement, I know that they have had many supporters that have helped them to be able to accomplish this. They have had help and guidance from people that love and support them and only want the very best. Today, celebrating your accomplishments, maybe parents, guardians, loved ones, friends, neighbors, your mentors from Waypoint Church are here. I'm sure that there are others who have you in their thoughts or may not be with you anymore, but their spirit lives within you. Now would be an excellent time for us all to honor them and for graduates for you to turn and applaud them. Renaissance staff, will you all please stand now? Stay standing, stay standing. I am confident and sure that each one of these graduates has a special relationship with one or more of you. And I can't think who would be the most tired staff member in our room today, but Mrs. Hallman, who worked tirelessly all day for your dinner and the decorations and hosting and being at prom last night and bringing so many pictures to share with us today of your happiness. Thank you, staff. We have many distinguished guests here today that I would like to acknowledge. Billy Pambit is here, our Director of Shared Services and our former director. From our Clarkston Board of Education, Gregory Need, who could not be with here today, but again, a supporter in spirit. Cheryl McGinnis, trustee. Susan Boatman, trustee. Andrea Catalina, trustee. Kelly Horst, secretary. Elizabeth Egan, vice president. Susan Boatman, and Steve Heyer, president. Said that one twice. Sorry. Our superintendent, Dr. Rod Rock, is here. Now I'd like to turn this over to Mr. Steve Heyer, president of the Clarkston Community Schools Board of Education, will share some words of inspiration.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to stand before you today to offer the congratulations of the Board of Education and the entire Clarkston community. Congratulations to the Renaissance High School class of 2017. I am very excited to be with you tonight. As I heard your stories earlier, it occurred to me that each of you is unique. Each of you has your own story on how you got to this point. Each of you faced some challenges, maybe some obstacles along the way. Some maybe of your own doing, some thrown at you, but you all have one thing in common now, and that is you've all overcome those obstacles and reached this milestone of graduating from Renaissance High School. From this point, each of you will continue to be unique. Each of you will craft the pages of your own life stories. Don't feel like you ever have to be like anyone else. Don't feel like you ever have to follow anyone else's path. As long as your life keeps getting better and better from this point forward, you're probably doing something right. If your world doesn't keep getting better for you, you can always stop and do something different. As this is a graduation speech, I feel like I have to give some obligatory advice tonight. And that would be, don't consume yourself with the news media. I'm not saying don't keep up on current events, but don't consume yourself with the news media. In our society today, there seems to be a contingent of the population that believes things are broken. Some of these people have even been elected to high positions within our democracy, and they peddle ideas that things are broken. Unfortunately, these same people don't seem to be offering any solutions. From my view on the school board, I get to see hundreds of kids every year accomplish awesome things. From my table at the awards dinner earlier tonight, hearing your stories, from sitting on the stage and hearing about the scholarships that you're going to receive in a few minutes, I don't see things as broken. Don't let anyone sell you a bill of goods that anything is broken. Don't let anyone limit your potential or limit the opportunities in front of you by convincing you that your life is broken. Maybe their life is broken in some way. You are in full and complete control of where you're headed, so feel free to dream, feel free to set big goals, do what you've always wanted to do, and chart a course to get there. Don't let anyone dissuade you from personal greatness by telling you that things are broken. It is my pleasure now to introduce somebody who we are very fortunate to have in Clarkston for the last 7 years. He cares greater about your future than you could possibly imagine, and that is our Superintendent of Clarkston Community Schools, Dr. Rod Rock.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the Board of Education and all of your family and friends, our community supporters, the Rotary, the Optimists, Waypoint Church, Clarkston Coalition for Youth, the Optimists, Baker College, everyone who believes in kids and their dreams. Rebecca Mahoney is our pianist this evening. I think she's been doing this for 7 or 8 years. Rebecca graduated from Clarkston High School 5 years ago. She went on to Ohio Wesleyan University, where she earned a degree in chemistry, and now she's studying for her Doctor of Pharmacy degree at U of M. And she's only 5 years ago, she was sitting in your seat. So just think about how quickly life goes on and kids are able to pursue their dreams. And she's a positive contributor and a big achiever for the Clarkston Community Schools, and we're very glad to have her with us. So I want to ask you a question, graduates. I have to figure out how to carry all this stuff with me. I'm not quite as efficient as this as I should be. So can you imagine coming back to Clarkston, like in a few years, and spending your whole life here? Can you imagine that? I know when I was your age, about 30 years ago, I couldn't wait to get out of the small town that I lived in. And just a few weeks ago, I went back, and there was a young lady who was in my class, the class of 1987, and she passed away a few years after high school, and they had a tribute to her. And I hadn't been back to that town for many years. And I saw people who were my age who stayed there, and they're still there, and they're teachers, and they're coaches, and they're people who continue to make a difference and to carry on the legacy of that small town. Did you know that Mrs. Pambid grew up in Clarkston? She spent her life here and grew up here, and some of you maybe were down the street from where she grew up. What's the name of that street again? Ascension? Yeah. Ascension Street. See, that has some additional meaning too, doesn't it? And Mr. Heyer grew up here in Clarkston. Did you know that? Spent his whole life here, and he came back, and now he's the board president. He's been doing that for about 17, 18 years or so, right? And he's a positive contributor. And there's a man who, he wrote a book with some other people in the community. It's called One Cup of Tea, and his name is Mel Vara. And I wanted to let you know that not only are you graduating from Clarkston schools, from Renaissance High School, but there's a long history in this town, a very proud history. And he wrote a book, and back in the 1950s, he was recruited out of Northern Michigan University to come down here and be a teacher. And there was a Dr. Green who recruited him. And at that time, the school that you go to now was Clarkston High School. And the school across the street, Clarkston Elementary, was where the central office was. And so there's a very long history in that school. And he talks about that in meeting his wife here. And Henry Ford spent some time here. And Clarkston has a very long history. And I want you to remember that as you grow up and as you go out. And I want you to maybe think about coming back and carrying on that tradition and contributing to this town. And wherever you go, I know you'll be positive contributors. So I want to share something with you that I have over here in this box. Or it's a bag, actually. The boxes are in the bag. So this box has some special meaning, and I'm going to give each one of you a box as you walk across the stage. So inside this box is a red thread, and there's a card inside, and I signed each card. And on the back of the card is a date. I wrote a date, and on that date, what we'd like to ask you to do is to send us an email. Okay, send me an email and tell me how you're doing in your life, because I always want to be connected with you and know how you're doing. Wherever you go, if you could just send me a note and let me know how things are going. And that red thread, that signifies, just like Mel Vara and Steve Heyer and Billy Pambid, that wherever you go in life, we'll always be connected, no matter where you go. If you go to California, if you go to Oregon, no matter where you go, we're always going to be connected. So somebody who's connected once in your life will always be connected. This box also contains some stuffing, and in the past few years I used to take the stuffing out and keep it, but this year I decided to leave it in there because the stuffing represents your hearts. It represents who you are and who you've become, and the box itself represents the fact that this community believes in you. This is like a case of agency, I call it. So wherever you go, if you put that on your desk, if you put it in your dorm room, you put it in your apartment, you can look at that box and that red thread and you can remember that anytime you're uncertain about things, you know that this community believes in you, okay? That we'll always believe in you, we'll always be connected. And so a week or so ago, I came over and talked to you, and I asked you to think about the memories you have of Renaissance High School. Do you remember that? Yeah. I think I brought some cookies. Remember that? Those were good. I think we have some of those probably tonight. It's very similar. So you told me that Renaissance High School has the best teachers, and they really care about kids, right? I really believe that. You said that Renaissance is a very welcoming school. It makes you feel, you said that it's a family. You said that it's unique. You said that Miss Fons is super supportive of you, right? She really believes in you and takes time and cares about you. You said that Dr. Ittig really pushes you. And you said that he's really smart. Is that true? You said that Mr. Denver is a great football coach. And he's very, very supportive, that he's genuine, and that he's a very good person, right? And you said, Miss Younger, how much you appreciate her. You told me about the benches that you made that you'll remember, right? You told me about the board games that you played. Was that you guys? I'm trying to remember. My memory's not what it used to be. You told me about the field trips that you took and the field day, about the ropes course. Do you remember the ropes course? You told me about the community service project you were involved in. So, even though you're collectively the class of 17, you're unique individuals. And here are some ways that you're unique. So I heard the story that Sebastian, where's Sebastian? Sebastian found a guitar, right? And you guys kept it for a while and tried to find its rightful owner, but nobody came to claim it, so you had like this raffle and you decided to give it away. And Sebastian won the guitar, right? He was the recipient of the guitar, and then he gave it to Mason. Where's Mason? So that was really nice of you, Sebastian. I also heard that Hope, where's Hope? Hope went to OTC, right? And I heard that you're an outstanding student, Hope, and that you took an extra English class even though you didn't need to do it because you just wanted to learn so badly. I heard you're really highly motivated. I think that's awesome. And I heard that Michaela is always laughing. She's very, very where's Michaela? She's the one who's laughing. She's bubbly, unique. I heard that your laugh is unique in itself. Is that right? Is it? See that? That's what I was aiming for right there. And that you totally made this on your own. You overcame a lot of obstacles, and so great job. And I also heard that Devin always has a smile on his face. Which ones? I know I can find him because he's smiling. And that he's very, very positive. Wherever he goes, Devin's a positive force. So I have a few songs that I was going to play for you, and I know you would never have heard any of them because they're country music. And you might have gotten up and left or fallen asleep a little bit earlier than what you're about to now. So the song that I was going to play for you is Man, I Love This Life. I know you've never heard it. But in my car, whenever I hear it, wherever I am, I turn it up really loud because I love that song. And I know a couple of you are going to sing a little bit later. I've heard that you're outstanding musicians. Is that right? Or play the guitar? So anyway, I read this book. It's called The Happiness Advantage. And what it says is that sometimes in life, we think that if we just get this job, or if we just get this high school diploma, or if we just have this girlfriend, or we just have this or that, then we'll be happy. That's what we think, right? And the psychology, the research says it's the opposite. It says that happiness comes first. So if we're happy, if we project a positive attitude, if we believe in ourselves, if we're appreciative, if we have a lot of gratitude, then the things that we want in life will come to us. The relationships will be more positive, we'll have better outcomes, achieve more. So the happiness comes first. And so I want to encourage you to think about that and to understand that if you have the right state of mind, that great things are going to continue to happen for you. And so I do want to play this one song if I can get my computer to work, so I have to walk way over here. So if you just bear with me. So this song is called My Old Man, and I wasn't going to play this, but when I was driving back to the school, I heard it, so I decided to play it.
He was a giant, and I was just a kid. I was always trying to do everything he did. I can still remember every lesson he taught me. Growing up, learning how to be like my old man.
So the reason I decided to play that was I had heard about Mason and Cameron. Where are Mason and Cameron?
He was alive.
I heard that your dad has been sick for a long time, right? And that once you graduate here, you're going to be moving out to Oregon. And your mom, where your mom is, right? And I heard that your dad's here tonight. Is that true? Where's Dad? So, glad to have you here, Dad. So I know how much this must mean to him and to you. I also heard when I sat down to talk to Mrs. Fonz, she had all kinds of great things to say about you. She said that Roland's dad, where's Roland? Roland's going to be a professional basketball player, right? I believe it. I heard that. That's right. So just remember me. Remember that card I gave you? Send me an email. Okay, so Roland's dad is administrator at Oakland Schools. Is Roland's dad here? I heard that Roland's dad is a great mentor to the kids at Renaissance High School, and that there's a young man named Devin who graduated last year who now resides with you guys. So I heard that your dad is a great man and a great mentor. I'm sorry, did I get that wrong? So congratulations. So in closing, I know you're going to say finally. My goodness, I thought this guy would never stop talking. Whew. So anyway, I just want to say graduates, to the Board of Education, to all your teachers, your friends, I just want to congratulate you. I want to ask you to stay connected. I want you to remember that you're part of something very special. This community decided to keep Renaissance High School. They could have torn it down. They made a special school for you, and you have very special teachers who really, really, truly care about you. So I hope you'll always remember that you're part of something special, a part of a community that truly cares, people who come and contribute and care about you, and that I'm always here to serve you. No matter where you go, you can reach out to me, do whatever I can to help you reach your dreams. So please stay connected. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time, and congratulations on all that you've achieved.
We're so lucky. Aren't we just so lucky? Thank you very much, Dr. Rock. Okay, we get to announce the scholarship recipients. First up, we're going to have the Clarkston Coalition for Youth, Tanya Cunningham.
Okay, good evening. My name is Tanya Cunningham, and it is my honor to be with the Clarkston Coalition for Youth tonight. Our mission boiled down is simple. We want each youth to reach their highest potential. I know that some of you may not live right here in Clarkston, but you are part of our family. You are part of the Clarkston family. The winner of the 2017 Clarkston Coalition for Youth $500 scholarship is Mr. Ronald Hill. Sorry. It was a delight to read Mr. Hill's essay, to learn how he became a part of the Clarkston family. I enjoyed his reflections on his life so far and his future. I enjoyed reading the RHS staff on why he should receive the scholarship. And it is my delight and honor to give him this certificate. Yep, you can vote.
Next, from the Optimist Club of Clarkston, Kathy Novak.
Well, good evening. First, let me start by saying thank you so much for inviting our organization to be a part of this very special evening. And I know you'll probably hear it several times, but you should not be tired of hearing it. So to the entire graduating class from Renaissance High School, 2017, a very heartfelt congratulations from the Clarkston Optimist Club. We love you. So each year we present the opportunity to all seniors to apply for a college scholarship. And as part of that application, we ask them to please write a personal essay where an experience or an event in your life helped to create a hope, a desire, and a direction toward your future. Well, this year's scholarship awardee did just that. Her thoughtful words expressed a mindful and committed dedication to her career path in nursing. And so it's with our hope and with our confidence that her dreams will be fulfilled. We gladly award a $1,000 college scholarship to Alexis Martinez. Awkward silence, crickets or something up here. Again, congratulations.
And from the Clarkston Rotary, Al Avery.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Rotary, we want to say congratulations to all of the graduates tonight. And I wanted to kind of follow up on something that Mr. Heyer said. We are living in unusual times, but we need to remember that we have to have a positive attitude. You're young, you're just getting into your life. Don't let anyone tell you how to live your life and what direction you need to go. It is totally up to you. You're our leaders, our future leaders, and you're the ones that, when I'm old and gray, although I'm already gray, you're the ones that are going to be running this country, and I have complete confidence that you're going to do the right things for us. Thank you. In Rotary, we often have people and organizations that come to us and ask us for money to help with their projects. But with the students at Renaissance High School, it has been just the opposite. They have helped, you folks have helped us with our projects. So we at the Clarkston Rotary feel a close relationship to the students here. In 2005, the students raised and contributed money to buy a water filter for an orphanage in Nepal. 8 years ago, they raised money to contribute, or money to help us buy books for poor children in Pontiac. In other years, they've helped, or they sold pizzas and had a chair auction to sponsor a shelter box, which is an organization that we at Rotary worldwide support. They help in times of crisis when there's natural disasters. They provide shelter and aid, and they come in these compartments that they ship by plane, by boat. They did it in Haiti when they had the earthquakes, and it's a wonderful organization, and the students at Renaissance help make that happen with their volunteer activities. They've also made generous donations to our Shoes for Kids program at Christmas time. 2 years ago, they raised money to help Rotary fulfill its promise to eradicate polio worldwide. So this year, I'm pleased to say that we have 2 young people who have earned the Rotary Scholarship. I'd like to tell you about them, and I'm sure you'll agree they live up to our Rotary 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Our 4-way test is this: is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it bring goodwill and better friendship? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Again, we have 2 scholarship winners tonight. They each receiving a $1,000 scholarship from our Rotary Club. The first scholarship goes to a young man who brings a great attitude and strong work ethic to Renaissance High School, which he has parlayed into excellent grades. He is very focused on his career goals and was forward-thinking when he realized his resume to the Michigan State Police would be enhanced by experience in the Oakland County Sheriff's Office Officer Cadet Program. So he applied, was accepted, and was trained to conduct building searches, respond to domestic violence cases, search vehicles, and make proper arrests. He is now even more sure of his decision to pursue a career in law enforcement, and we are happy at the Clarkston Rotary to be able to award this scholarship to Alexander Katsanis. The second recipient is described by a teacher as being honest, responsible, and incredibly diligent. She is praised as having unquestionable talent, being an enthusiastic student, and always managing to foster positive discussions and bring out the best in other students. When she was 13 years old, she helped out on a fundraiser to help mothers and expectant mothers receive the resources they needed for their families. She truly experienced the Rotary feeling as she found how rewarding it is to help others. It is our pleasure to award our second scholarship to Hope Wagner. Thank you very much.
Our featured staff speaker this year is Mrs. Masty. She teaches mathematics, and I have admired her professionally since my second year at RHS when I taught alongside her. I can't say the first year because I was there first. I have sat in Miss Masty's classroom and seen firsthand with what a gesture or a look, a student will know exactly what she means and does exactly what is expected. She has worked to engage students through construction projects, to learn geometry. She's conducted academic service learning with lap quilts for the elderly for her whole community forum class, many other projects as well. She will be leaving RHS to become one of a team of technology integration specialists, and we joyfully share her with all of Clarkston schools. When I asked her to do the staff speech, I expected her to decline again. It's a testament because she is going to miss each of you, and this is what helped me to get a yes out of her.
First, I would like to congratulate the graduates of 2017 that are here tonight. One thing that I love about working in a small school like Renaissance is that I've had every single one of this year's graduates in my class at one point or another, mostly for math. So I thought it would be a great idea to give you one last math problem to think about. As I looked for my last inspiring math problem, I came across a speech written by Jonathan Yoche, which is what I will share with you tonight. Can anyone tell me what fraction is represented by the green boxes? Okay. When I was flipping, I heard 2 sevens, so that was the correct answer. When I was flipping through my math assignments, I came across this fraction 2 sevens. The more I thought about it, the more I realized how 2 sevens, how 2 parts of 7 have come to define who we are, especially when you are students. Let me explain why. As humans, we usually have to have something to look forward to in order to get us through the days. And more often or not, that something we look forward to is the weekend. We push ourselves through the week to get to the weekend. We push ourselves to the point where we have become 2 sevenths people, only really living 2 days out of the 7 in a week. Sure, blood is moving through our veins and oxygen is flowing through our lungs during those 5 weekdays, just as it is on those 2 weekend days, but it is not the same. We are not the same. In those 5 days, are we really living, or are we living on autopilot? Things can be different, though. We can look forward to those 5 weekdays just like we do the weekend, and thereby becoming 7 sevenths people, and thereby becoming whole. Daily life can be a lot more interesting and meaningful if we take risk, shed our fear of failure, and chase our dreams, and spend more time with one another. If we just do that, we will find ourselves becoming more invested in the here and now instead of looking at the clock and counting down time. One way we can move closer to becoming 7 sevenths people is by taking risk in our daily lives, whether big or small, academic or social. So take a risk. Say hi to that person in the hallway instead of making brief eye contact, then choosing to glance away until you pass each other. We've all done it. In that moment, you're thinking, will they say hi back? Should I initiate? Will it be awkward if I don't? Just say it. Human beings are creatures of emotion, attachment, and attention, and you hold the power to make someone's day. And if worse comes to worse, remember that awkward is nothing but a state of mind. A quote from Tony Robbins reads, "Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right." Becoming 7 sevenths is not only about taking risk, but also about confronting the natural human fear of failure. The world has spoken and has decided to mark failure as something only associated with the lowest point in someone's life. But when we see successful people in life, we only see the finished product. We don't see the process. We don't see the countless shots the star basketball player missed at practice, or the numerous soufflés the chef messed up before getting it just right. Really, when you think about it, failure in life is inevitable. It's going to happen unless, of course, you live your life so carefully that you very well may have never lived at all. And if that is the case, then you have already failed. Failure will teach you things that you can learn no place else. You may find that you have a great work ethic, a strong will, and a network of friends who love you. How else would you know yourself or the strength of your friends until you both have been tested by adversity? That is why you cannot fear failure. We must risk failure in order to live, and it is in these moments of risk that the greatest memories are made, that life takes on a greater meaning. If you take a moment to think about your own defining memories, I bet more than a few of them would be about how you conquered your fears or did something daring or courageous together with your best friends. You hold the power to make more of those memories. You also hold the power to turn your dreams into reality, which is another part of achieving 7 sevens. But at your age, it's hard to know what your dream is. Sure, some of you may know what you want to do in life, but even those people may find a new inspiration along the way. So for many of you still trying to figure out what you want to do, just give it time. And you'll find your dream, or maybe it will find you. And when you find that dream, you got to get after it, protect it, and dare to be idealistic. Great things never came from comfort zones. Moreover, your dreams and goals take on a whole new meaning if you have someone to share them with, which brings me to my next point. Being 7 sevenths is about being together, because in life, what we are about is being in the moment and making the moments count. And we make the moments count by enjoying one another's company and by making the moments count, by sharing our stories, laughs, goals, aspirations, and memories with one another. In the end, life is about the big and the small things. More than anything, high school has been about how you've interacted with one another, your teachers, coaches, parents, siblings, with people in the grades above you and below you, with the counselors, office staff, janitors, and anyone else who's called Renaissance home during your time here. It's amazing that after the last few years of working, studying, laughing, and hanging out together that you're down to the last few minutes in your high school careers. So I want to leave the class of 2017 with some final words. While tomorrow brings a new journey, today marks the end of a chapter in your lives. And my hope is that when you meet each other later down the road of life, you will have amazing stories to share with one another. My hope is that you become fearless. My hope is that you live with no regrets. And my hope is that the members of Renaissance High School class of 2017 become 7 sevenths people. Thank you.
We have 4 students that are going to speak to you in one way or another tonight. The first one is Alex Costanis.
Good evening, fellow graduates, parents, family members, friends, and Clarkston Community School District staff members. It is my pleasure to stand here before you representing Renaissance High School graduating class of 2017. The time has come for the evening that all of us students and faculty have been working greatly towards each and every day for the past 9 months. From schoolwork, community service outreach programs, extracurricular activities, to transforming from a school to a family, we, the class of 2017, have reached our ultimate goal and final chapter of our general education journey that we await receiving our high school diploma. I cannot be more thankful for the wonderful people that we recognize as teachers and staff here at Renaissance. Coming to school in their cases, work can sometimes be challenging, though they have never failed to be here for their students no matter what the situation is. I'd like to personally thank Ms. P. For the extensive amount of support throughout the school year. RHS would never be the same without your presence. Mr. Denver strives on teaching his students to be spiritual throughout themselves, to work hard, and to do the right thing when no one's looking. He's definitely an important piece to the Clarkston Community School District and what a positive member of the United States School District and people should be. Ms. Fonz, for being the team leader at RHS, keeping the foundation of RHS together, and for the students to have the safest, most efficient learning environment possible. Each student and every staff member plays an important role to keep Renaissance in business. From us seniors to the rest of the students, we thank you for the ongoing continued dedication for us in our school. Being a senior attending Renaissance has been an absolute pleasure, involving success, improving my learning and study skills. We, the class of 2017, have put forth the utmost effort, positive attitudes, determination, heart and soul to get where we are today. There is no doubt in my mind that each and every one of you that crosses this stage tonight has a future filled with complete happiness and success that we will continue to be carried out throughout the rest of your lives. To my fellow graduates, I'd like to thank you for being a part of my team and congratulating you on being here tonight, receiving your golden ticket, your diploma. This is just the next step in the right direction for a future that is filled with academic and professional success. After this graduation ceremony, my plan is to attend college in the fall, working towards a degree in criminal justice, and applying for my lifelong dream career to fulfill of being a Michigan State Police Trooper. I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight, and I want to share one more quote with my graduates for something for them to remember and carry on throughout the rest of their lives. No matter how severe the failure, you never give up. You pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, you push forward, you move on, you adapt, you overcome. Hopefully by remembering this, you all have the opportunity to do whatever you want in your life. No matter what it is, never ever give up. Thank you, staff and faculty, for your dedication to us this school year, and thank you for our families for always being there for us and believing in us. And congrats to the class of 2017. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Roland Hill.
That was a pretty good speech from my friend Alex. Mine's not going to be as long. Finally graduated. It's been a long road, and I'm happy to reach the end. I'm sure all graduates are happy to have reached the end. I want to thank my family who helped push me through the hard, tough times. Dang. I want to thank my father for spending so many years helping me with school and making sure I got through it all. Believing so much in me when no one else did. Through the tough and hard times, still being in my corner, making sure I never gave up. I have the most love for him and my brother through all the support they gave me through my whole high school. I want to take time to thank my teachers, Mr. Denver and Mr. Z, Mrs. Hall. You all showed me a lot more than just schoolwork. You showed me the keys to life and being a man, owning up for my actions and being a better person. Thank you for all the support and guidance you gave me through the whole time in high school. For all my teachers, I want to thank you for helping me with my schoolwork and making sure I'm able to enjoy this beautiful graduation day. I love seeing my family with these beautiful smiles on their faces. Thank you, Renaissance High School, for being the most amazing high school ever. Here's to the road after high school.
I have to say it because I said I would. Mr. Hill, we did it. The only parent that has my cell phone. Great job, Roland. Next up is Mason McIntyre.
Good evening, Renaissance students, graduating class of 2017, families, teachers, and community members. It is my greatest pleasure to be here speaking to you and with you all tonight. I would like to say a special thank you to Ms. Fons for encouraging me to take this opportunity to speak to you all, regardless of my fear of public speaking. This marks a very special night in all of our lives. We, together, got to experience the amazing world of alternative education. All of us sitting in this room tonight know how special and fulfilling our high school experience has been due to the community that was created by the teachers, administration, and all of you. My hope is that this community will continue to thrive after we all walk the Renaissance halls for the final time. There are a lot of silly rumors and stereotypes about us kids at Renaissance, and we've heard them all. And after spending 3 years with you all, I'm happy to say that pretty much none of those rumors are correct. And it's been proven wrong by the intelligent, kind, and spirited students that I'm honored to share this day with. So let us reminisce about our beloved Stinky Trees, the grace of Edic's beautiful singing voice at the Holiday Assembly, and the awesome projects we got to do in Miss Masty's geometry class. I've had an amazing time sharing Thanksgiving dinner with you all, as well as the awesome mentor groups that some of us got to experience, all compliments of our friends at the church. We are all so fortunate to have gotten these opportunities and to share them with each other. So keep in mind, as we close this chapter in our lives, that we are the ones that accomplished it. It was not done alone, but with many helping hands on the way. That being said, we are the ones that woke up every morning and came to school, even if it was a little late. We are the ones who studied for countless tests, turned in many assignments, and did our readings, writings, and all that in between to get to where we are today. I want to thank my mom, my brother Cameron, and my sister Spencer for all their support. And a special thank you to my dad, who was able to join us tonight despite his health struggles. So I'd like to leave you with a little message my dad and my entire family reminded me of often throughout these past 3 years. We are capable of anything that we put our minds to. So congratulations for all you have accomplished. Move forward fearlessly and ready to leave the world better than you found it. Congratulations, class of 2017. We did it!
Recall, I said we would have 4 speakers in one way or another. I'd like to call up Cam McIntyre.
All right, I'm gonna play Time of Your Life by Green Day. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time wraps you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories in dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Thank you.
While he gets dressed, I have to tell you, you guys all know he won the talent show last year, and Cam is quiet and through the halls and kind, and he opened his mouth and played his guitar, and I was astounded. I've never looked at him the same way again. All of you have something in you, and it was so nice that he shared that with us, and I'm so happy you shared that with us tonight. Graduates, now is the time. We will now confer diplomas. Mrs. Youngerman.
Calvin Michael Adams. Tyler Raymond Baldwin. Justin Colin Blime. Jesse LaFay Brinky. Sean Patrick Casey. Michaela Leanne Clark. Devin Scott Coburn. Angelina Marie Grace Curtis. Roland Eugene Hill. Alexander Dean Katsanis. Bridget Ann Kursava. Isaac Jacob Lopez. Eric Michael Lyons. Sebastian Jorge Marquez. Alexis Monet Martinez. Mason Marlene McIntyre. Robert Cameron McIntyre. Michael Nicholas Payne. Adrian Lee Ruelas. Jordan Tyler Stegman. Hope Elizabeth Wagner. Brianna Nicole Warmack Foster. Hunter Allen Wheaton. James Clay Wright.
Thank you, Mrs. Youngerman. Congratulations to the class of 2017. Graduates, can you all stand, please? Now, as graduates, you may move your tassel to the left side of your mortar boards. Audience, may I now introduce you to the 2017 Renaissance High School graduate